let's bake some knee. I know the name is funny, and yes, you did understand right. I did say knee. The name is Joelho in Portuguese. It's a very delicious and very fluffy baked good that we have in Brazil. That's pretty much, I'm gonna put a picture here for you guys. I'm gonna put a picture here for you guys. And the shape is similar to a shape of our knee. That's why the name is Joelho. But like I said, it is a baked good that we make the dough. And the filling is pretty much cheese, mozzarella in our case, and ham. But the first step, it is to make the dough. And it's very simple, very easy, very similar to other doughs that I've made here on the channel. The only thing might change is maybe some measurements. But let's do it. So for the ingredients, for the dough specifically, you need 2 eggs, 10 grams of dry yeast. So the little packages that it comes, I believe it's like 1.5. I do use a scale for everything that I measure to make it easier. But if you don't have it, just think like this. It's those 2 little packages. Yes. So the packages are just 1.5. You need a 1/4 cup of white sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of butter, 1 cup of milk, warm milk specifically, and approximately 500 grams of flour. So the first thing we need to do is to warm up our milk. I never warm up that much, but it's good to warm up for to activate the yeast. Okay, so I have my warm milk here. I'm gonna put it first, and you're gonna mix everything and leave the flour for last. So we have the milk. I'm gonna put the butter. It's already also, I melted it a little bit because it was in the refrigerator for a long time. And I'm gonna put sugar. I'm gonna break the eggs. I have the 2 eggs. Mix a little bit. And I'm gonna put the yeast. Mix it really well. We don't want any clumps from the yeast. But yeah, the yeast creates this like very small clumps. You're just trying to break it down as much as you can. You don't have to spend 5-10 minutes here mixing it. Now I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon of salt because I'm gonna put the flour right after. So mix the salt just a little bit. And let's put the flour. Let's go slowly because like I said, here has 500 grams of all-purpose flour. Many times depend on the size of the egg you have, pretty much the amount of liquid you have. A little bit more may be good, a little bit less may be better. So it depends on the consistency, so you have to keep an eye. So let's see, when I get the consistency here, I'll show you guys. Like I said, I'm gonna take my rings out and my bracelet. I don't think it was a good idea to put it on because now I need to use my hands. And like the other doughs I've done in the channel, you're gonna mix it and then you're gonna take it to the counter. The difference from this dough to the other, if you notice the other doughs, I always say I don't put any flour on the counter. This one, we have to. It is a more sticky dough, and we do have to work on it until it's not sticky anymore. So I have my flour here. Let's see if I can do it with my left hand. I'm gonna put a little flour on the counter, and I'm gonna put the dough here. See, very sticky. There's a lot. Mixing, I had to wash my hands because the sticky dough did not want to leave and it's still trying to stick to my hand every time I mix. which means you have to keep putting flour on it. But it is a slow process because you also don't want the dough to be dry. We have the dough. It's a bit sticky, but not like it was before. We don't want to put more because we don't want the dough to be dry, like I said. So we're gonna bring our little container, little pot back, put the dough there, and we're gonna let it rise. Sorry, my crazy hair. But we're gonna let it rise double the size, like the doughs before, like I said. I keep going back to that. But it can take 30, 45 minutes, hour or two. It will mainly depends on the environment, if your house is cold, if it's winter especially, or if your house is warm like mine is. So I assume mine will take probably around 30 minutes, which would be great. I would love to make this for lunch today. So I'm gonna put it here, cover with a towel, and let it rise. When it rises, I come back here because it's time to open the dough and put the filling so we can bake it.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, I'm back, and here's my dough. It didn't grow as much as I wanted to, but also it's my fault because I didn't let it grow as much as I wanted to. I'm just, again, I want to make it for lunch, so, but it's very fluffy. It is growing. It will probably grow even more. It did, if you hear that, it's my son. But if you see, it is very fluffy. Let me put some flour here. I guess, no. I don't know, it is a little bit sticky, but I don't think it's as much as it was before. It is growing pretty well. Just, I'm the one with no patience. But that's what we're gonna do. I do have my cutter here. Hopefully with this one I'll be able to make two. So let me cut this in half. So pretty, so light. I'm gonna get this. I already have my baking sheet here and the roller. That's the only thing you need. And the idea is for you, oh my goodness, I'm doing this, my microphone is over here. I hope you guys heard me before, but here you go. The idea is for you to open a little bit to the sides and on a like rectangle way. So longer and a little bit to the sides, because the idea is we're gonna fill it up the middle and then close to the sides. And we don't want it to be super thick. I think it looks pretty good. So for the filling, like I said, we're gonna use ham. I did go to the Brazilian market, Brazilian grocery store, and I did get the specific ham that we use in Brazil, and I really like it. But you can use ham, turkey, any other meat you'd like. Some people do shredded chicken. I like it too. But the main idea, like the actually joelho, it is mozzarella cheese and ham. So I do have shredded mozzarella here as well. But first, I'm gonna use this cream cheese that is from Brazil that I love. It's just a little to cover like this. So what I'm gonna do, it doesn't have an order. You can put the ham and the cheese, or the cheese and the ham. It doesn't matter. Just because it's just very large piece of a ham, and lay it here. You can put as much as you want. Of course, you don't need to go super crazy in here. Again, I do have another half of the other dough here, so I'm gonna use. Now, just put the cheese in the middle, and you're gonna flip it that inside. So yeah, it did end up being stickier than I wanted it to be. But I didn't want to add like flour and more flour and more flour, if that makes sense. I'm gonna spray. You can use anything for the baking sheet. I'm just gonna spray a little bit because I do not want it to stick. You can use aluminum foil, parchment. I'm just gonna spray a little butter. Now, with a knife, like a big knife, or that, I don't know the name of this, this instrument, you're just going to cut like this. I'm gonna use it again to remove off the counter. And here you have, and my cheese is full. So I do not have pieces like the mozzarella slice, so it is clearly falling, but it's not a big deal. It's truly not. It's a little messy, but hey, it's part of it. But anyways, I have it here. That's just one loaf. I'm gonna reorganize them so the other loaf can get here as well. I'm gonna finish this loaf and I'll tell you guys how to finish before I put it in the oven. Here is everything, both of the loaves I had, like the loaf that I split in half. And yeah, tip for next time, or like I've done it before, I just never use the shredded mozzarella. Don't. It does fall a lot, which is fine. I'm not picky and like, oh my gosh, it doesn't look good. But if you want like to look cute, especially if you have people over, use sliced mozzarella. Nothing will fall. And it's normal for the dough to like shrink a little bit. So the last step before baking it is to get the yolk of the egg, just one yolk, and you're gonna just brush it on top. And in Brazil we do just sprinkle with oregano, but something that I like better is Italian seasoning. You just have many other seasonings with it. So I personally like it better, and I just sprinkle on top of the brushed yolk that I put it on. The little, what is the name of this? I forgot. The little Joelho. Oh my goodness. Now I just get the Italian seasoning and sprinkle on top. And here is the final look before baking. You're gonna preheat your oven at 375. If you've been watching all my cooking videos, you know that my oven is very loud. And also, it takes a while to bake. So I'm not gonna say specific times right now. I'm gonna put on the preheated oven at 375. And at the end, I'll tell you guys how long it took to bake everything, okay? I told you my oven is crazy. I just turned my back for like 2 minutes and it was perfect, and all of a sudden it did toast a little bit too much, some of them, as you can see. But it looks great. I mean, it's not burned that you cannot eat. Like, oh my gosh, it's fully black and crunchy and I cannot eat. No. But here we have, I think it looks really, really good. And I'm excited to try. And put this here. Of course, the pan is a little bit too hot. And the cheese is all over, but not a big deal. If you hear my oven, of course, it takes a while to stop making the noise. I'm so sorry. I'm still trying to figure it out how to do it. But let me get here. It came off really easy because I did spray a little bit of the butter spray. And if you hear a little tick, 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 it's the dog going back and forth. I am gonna cut maybe like 3 pieces just because I know it's hot and I'm not trying to burn myself, but it did grow a lot in time. Okay, like I said, I turned my back for 2 minutes and it burned. It was in a preheated oven, like 375 for 15 minutes. That's how long it took. 15, almost 20 minutes. On that 20 minutes curve, that's where it burned the top. But so that was my oven. So I would recommend, if you know your oven, like, oh, it's great or it takes a little longer or not, I would say in a perfect oven it would take 12 to 15 minutes and it would bake completely. If your oven takes a little bit more, be careful, it might burn like mine did. And that's it. Let me try. It's so good. The ham, like I said, it is a traditional filling we do use on the joelho, but you can use turkey if you don't eat pork meat. It's totally fine. Some people do, like I said, shredded chicken, but the main joelho is ham and mozzarella. And it tastes exactly like I remember. But that's it. If you guys make the recipe, leave in the comments what you think, if you liked it. It is a perfect recipe when you have people over. It's a perfect recipe for now for the World Cup because it's very Brazilian. Go Brazil. I don't know if we're gonna win the World Cup. I don't know. The team is go back and forth. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I know it's taking a little longer for me to make videos. I'm making here and there. But again, I'm trying to figure it out and I'm taking my time. I appreciate if you're still here and watching and subscribing to my channel. And thank you again. I hope you guys have a great week, a great time enjoying the World Cup. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and press the bell notifications. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!